Today on the podcast, we're real excited to have our good buddy Bryce Leatherwood. He won The Voice, but first we want to get into life before The Voice. Mr. Leatherwood.
Before The Voice.
Tell us about how you got into music. You went to school for a bit.
Yeah, so I'll tell you how I picked up instruments. I mean, that was my family's not music oriented whatsoever, and but I was a scout as a kid. I was a Cub Scout, doing all that stuff, tying knots and fishing and swimming. Hey, this is Cub Scouts. This is Boy Scouts. But we were at a summer camp, and there was we were at this big retreat, and there was a kid who had a ukulele, and all the female counselors was hanging out with him, watching him sing. And I said, by God, I'm learning how to play one of these things. So I learned how to play, Jason Mraz and Jack Johnson and all that stuff, and won a middle school talent show. And that was the end for about 5 years. And then
it was just a ukulele.
Just a ukulele. That's how I learned. I taught myself how to play ukulele and taught myself how to play guitar. Nice. And because the ukulele is just a guitar with the bottom 4 strings. That's all, I mean, really, that's all it is. And learn how to play that, and then learn how to play guitar. And then I didn't play guitar in high school because my buddies would have beat my ass if they found out I was doing some shit like that. So I was a wrestler in high school.
Oh, yeah.
And so did you keep your music talents like hidden from your buddies in school?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I didn't bring that up. And until college, where I learned I can make money and drink for free. And I was like, hell yeah.
Did you sing for your family when you were hiding it, or was it all just to yourself?
I sang. My parents would bribe me with money to sing for family. So I would, if they, my mom would pull me away, and she'd say, Bryce, for $20, would you please play 2 songs for your grandparents? I was like, absolutely. That's
awesome.
Yeah. So did that, and then of course Georgia Southern. Hail Southern, baby.
Go Eagles, baby.
That's it. Gata, baby. That's
so
it.
Right out the gate, you were playing gigs down there, or?
Well, no, not really.
So
I mean,
what made you think, let's try this out?
Yeah.
Well, what was the thing that made you think you wanted to try playing music for money in college? I guess you're just looking for a job?
Broke as shit.
Yeah.
Nothing going on. I was broke, and I didn't have a good fake. That was really it. So they didn't check your fake if you played.
That's one way to get in.
That's it.
Where was it at? Where was your first gig at in Statesboro?
My first gig was and my Statesboro people know this, a little bar called Shenanigans. And Shenanigans was known as the freshman bar, the bar everyone went to on a Wednesday night because they had $1 drinks. And I played every Wednesday night. That bar was open until it shut down. And I loved that bar. It was
that was Shenanigans.
Packed. Yeah, Shenanigans, man. Awesome place.
Was that you just playing by yourself, or did you have a band?
Me just by myself. Mostly covers, and I'd play a few of the ones I'd written, but at that time my writing skills were very minimal, but a lot of great covers. Learn how to get in front of a crowd, and I think that's when it comes to being an artist, that's the most important part, is being in front of people. And the time under the gun, the wear and tear of doing that's what makes you who you are. So
nice, well said.
My chops there. Yeah.
So we're going to get into The Voice, but before that ever happened, you did American Idol, right? Was that your first experience with that kind of?
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so that's funny. I was like one summer back home, I think it was like sophomore year, 2019, sophomore year of college. Before I even started playing gigs in Statesboro, my dad was like, hey, just signed you up for American Idol. I said, sick. Forgot about it. Did a couple auditions. Made it all the way to the judges' rounds, and like I was so green it was stupid. I mean, didn't really play shows, and that went over like a turd in a punch bowl. But yeah, learned a lot.
Did you get any yeses in front of the judges?
Yeah, Lionel Richie said yes. Luke said you need to work on it. You need to work on it, son. a little bit time under the gun, man. Time under the gun. Right. Katy Perry did not like me, not one bit. She did not like me. I don't know why, but did not like me. But hey, everything works out. There's a rhyme and a reason for everything, so it worked out great.
I don't think you're Katy Perry's type.
She is not of this world. When I tell you, she's the only person I've been around where I've looked at her and I said, "There's no way a person can be that perfect." She's a sweetheart, but I mean, just from a physical aspect, just wow, it's incredible.
Talk about making you nervous to sing. You got Lionel Richie, but then you got someone out of this world.
The Lionel Richie, man, that's another legend, absolute legend, man. I mean, the Commodores and all the stuff he's done. I mean, Just incredible. And great guy, too.
Between American Idol and then when you went on The Voice, what did life look like in between that time? Were you just a college student? Were you practicing music?
Man.
Were you...
Dude, crushing beers and strumming guitars and guessing. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
What were you studying?
Business management, because aka the degree you get when you don't know what the hell you want to do.
Amen.
Man.
So was that experience on The Voice or on, American Idol what made you decide to apply for The Voice? Because you're like, I could do this, I could do better? Or was it another phone call from your dad?
No, it wasn't any of that. It was more of like, it was the oh shit conversation with yourself at 2 o'clock in the morning, drunk in your bedroom of, where's my life going? I graduate in 3 months. I have no idea what I want to do, but I know I love this. I know I love playing. I love singing. And, I was basically just looking for a PR stunt. So I signed myself up online. It was literally, I was thinking about that, scrolling Instagram, and I saw an ad for The Voice to auditions. Put in my email, phone number, name, and a YouTube video for me singing Conway Twitty's Goodbye Time. And I honestly forgot about it for like a month. And then I was out day drinking with my buddies in my front yard in Planters Road down in Statesboro, Georgia. And I look at my phone, and it's a call from Beverly Hills, California. And I answer it, and it says, "Hi, this is Bryce Leatherwood." And I said, "Yes." He said, "This is Kyle. I'm a producer from The Voice. We want you to come out to L.A. to audition." I said, "Okay, cool." And I stepped back, and I said, what the hell's happening? So, I mean, because only so many people get called out. People don't understand that. It's like 120 people get to go audition, and there are over, I think, 30, 40,000 people audition for The Voice a year. And I was already blessed then. I mean, I was just looking for a way to, because I knew I was going to Nashville. I wanted to do this, but just some sort of a head start to even, because it's a huge town. I mean, and with TikTok and everything going on now, and there's a new artist every day. Mm-hmm. And there's never a better time to want to be an artist than now. And, for me, it was just a way to, make my introduction to the world. So it worked out pretty well, though.
Nice. And we've had the great benefit of befriending a lot of people from your season on The Voice. I wonder, I don't know if you've heard, like, is that common to where people become such close friends? Or does that many people normally move to Nashville after The Voice?
I mean, I can't, from my experience, I don't know about other seasons, but for me, man, I mean, when you're out there, and I think COVID had a thing to do with it, because when you're out there in a hotel room by yourself, you don't know anybody. These are all strangers.
And there's not much to go out and do.
Not much to go out and do. You can't leave because it's COVID time, so you had a COVID test every other day, and you had to be where you were, either that or the studio. And we understood that. We knew the rules. But but yeah, you get around these people who have one common goal, which is to, do your best and sing, and they love music, and that's what you're there for. And no one ever thought, I never thought, I mean, I can't speak for others, but I never thought in a million years that I would win a show like that. I never saw that in myself. I never pictured that. I just wanted to, hopefully get a video up on TikTok or Instagram of me singing my blind audition, and maybe me get a chair turn from Blake, and maybe it have 1 million views, and then I could then probably get cut or something, because there's so many great singers out there, and I don't think I'm that great of a singer compared to all these guys doing these acrobatic runs and all this stuff, and it's The Voice. I mean, shit, come on.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I've heard a lot of people go on The Voice, and before they go, they'll say stuff like, "Yeah, I just want to get the exposure. You don't want to win The Voice because of whatever reasons that they have." When I first met you, it was before the live shows. It was just after all the stuff they pre-recorded, so we had no like way to tell like who was going to win really. And I asked you what's your goal like going back to LA? And you said, "Why not win the thing?"
Why not?
And I thought that was crazy, because you're the first person that I ever heard say that, and it paid off.
Well, I mean, that's all in part to my team. I actually was messaged or emailed from my manager after all this stuff, after the playoffs and before the lives, and right around the time we met. And he was like, "Man, I really love what you're doing. If you ever need guidance or any kind of, help in this business, I'm here." And he was with Morris Heim, and, that's Kenny Chesney, Old Dominion, those guys. And you know, and look at those guys. I mean, and the careers they built, the longevity of their career. And the thing is my career is just starting, and just think about where they are and like how long that took them. And it's like, do you want a flash in the pan, or do you want it over time? And my management, they said, Bryce, listen, you know, whether or not you win this show, if you win the show, we'll fix this contract, we'll make it right. And they did, and I get a lot of freedoms that a lot of people haven't in the past, which I think's just a big blessing to who I get to work with in Nashville. So very blessed, very blessed.
Dude, the first time I ever met Bryce, I was with Connor Sweeney, same season as The Voice with Bryce. We were playing a show in Statesboro. So we were in Clemson the night before, and Connor was like, hey, man, we're going to drive through the night, get to Statesboro, and we're going to stay at my buddy Bryce's house. I met him on The Voice. I was like, cool. So we get there at like 3 a.m. We walk in the door. Keep in mind, it's like 3:30, 4. It's very, very late. Get in there. I just fall asleep on the couch. I wake up the next morning, and I'm like wiping off my eyes, and I see like this figure in front of me, and it's Bryce. And he was like, what's up, man? I'm Bryce Leatherwood. Shakes my hand. He's like, you want a beer? You need anything? And I just woke up. I'm like, oh my, dude, I can hang out with this guy. This guy's pretty cool.
Statesboro welcoming party.
That was a fun night. Connor played, and you ended up getting there and doing a song.
And then the after party. You mentioned that part yet?
Yeah, we stayed up for about 24 hours that night, I think.
Yeah, there was
with these things right here.
Miller Lite.
That was fun though, and it was crazy because we kind of asked Bryce the same thing. We were like, so, you know, what's your goal as far as like the show and music and all this? And he was like, dude, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try to win this motherfucker.
That's it.
And I'll be damned if he didn't. Dude, so a question we thought of the night that you won.
Yeah.
What did you do that night?
So, I don't know if I want to answer this. Oh, okay. The night I won The Voice, I went back to wardrobe. They gave me $5,000 worth of my clothes that they had fitted for me, which I was stoked about because I don't buy clothes. I get them for Christmas. So I got a bunch of clothes. I went back to the hotel. They had a big, you know, I walk in and everybody who was there at finale, you know, the families, the friends, they're all there. And it's a big round of applause. And I mean, that was emotional, you know. The people you spent 6-7 months out there with and their families, and you know, everyone's so supportive out there. You know, everyone was, and there wasn't a bad spirit out there. And you know, it was just the most unique experience getting to be around those people. And you know, it's all over, but you know, just congratulating everybody, because at the end of the day, only one person can win. But at the same time, you're around everybody, and everyone's like, we made it this far. I mean, you got all the exposure in the world to be able to leave this and go on and you know, hopefully pursue a career. And that was the biggest blessing of the show. But it was a great night, and tied one on, drank a lot of whiskey. And then the bitch of it is, they made you wake up in the next morning at 8 o'clock and do interviews.
Jeez. Oh, those are important interviews too.
Oh, buddy. And I mean, I am hammered drunk at 8:30 in the morning. Trying to keep a straight face, putting Visine in my eyes, trying to slap myself awake. But through and through, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So very blessed for that, man.
That's awesome. So Team Blake. After you meet Blake Shelton, I've never met the man, but what surprised you about him?
What surprised me about him is how they're able to get all that film with how much he cusses. Because I'm like, we're sitting here doing a bit, and we're on TV, and he's. You know, he's joking the whole time, because that's Blake. He's a jokester, and we're talking, and I'm thinking, I'm like, Blake, how are we gonna get any film from this? And he's like, man, don't worry about it, son. They cut around it. I was like, all right, but dude, awesome, sweetest guy. Gwen's awesome too. His wife's awesome. Nice. But and he likes the moonshine that my buddy makes. So when we were playing in Orlando with him, I gave him some moonshine, and we both took a big swallow, and I gave him a big old quart that we had.
Nice, that's special.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So 6 months is a long time to be out there. Was there anything that happened behind the scenes that you want to talk about, or that you might have, maybe not while they were recording, or could it be something they recorded that they didn't include, or just an experience you had that was special that you'd like to share?
I mean, all the times singing in the hallway, annoying everyone who wasn't a singer in that hotel. I mean, you can ask Connor, you can ask Ian Harrison, you know, those are my boys out there, and we were just writing songs in the hallway at 2 a.m.,
Nice.
Just having a great time, man. I think those were the experiences that you take to heart. You know, those not just being on the stage. I mean, that's
Such a
awesome,
short
man.
amount of the time that you're there is when you're on stage.
Oh, it's the smallest amount. Most of the time, you're sitting and waiting and trying to keep yourself from pulling your hair out.
How's that knowing things like that are going on The Voice, and then you go back home? Because you go back home and then you come back out, right? Like on The Voice, you go to LA, you come back home, then you fly back out, I guess, for the live stuff. Was that hard, like having to keep a secret from a lot of people? Like, were a lot of people asking you certain things that you just couldn't speak on, or?
I couldn't lie. I just told him, I was like, yo, watch this shit. This is going to be cool, man. I promise it's going to be fun. You know, like I told myself to keep a secret, but it's like, you know, most of my buddies, they can hold their tongue, except a few of them. But yeah, man, it was cool to come back and say, dude, y'all just got to be ready, man. It's going to be cool. Yeah.
So transitioning from whenever you won The Voice to now you're in Nashville, like as soon as you got off the show, did you know this is where you were going to come for sure?
Absolutely. And it's thanks to my buddy Connor. I mean, Connor was the first phone call I got on December 13th, 2022. He called me when I was backstage after I won. And he said, bro, when are you getting to Nashville? I have a place for you to stay. And I have a whole bunch of friends that I want you to meet. And I have a place for you. And it's thanks to Connor, you know, and
now you live in that house.
And now I live in his house while he's married and has a beautiful wife, and they have a whole thing going for them. And I mean, it's because of him that I know you two, that I'm sitting here today drinking a cold beer, talking to my buddies. Shout out to Connor Sweeney. Thank you, buddy. I love you.
He's the man.
Cheers, bro.
That's fun.
But yeah, man, and you know, that's the beautiful part about Nashville is, you know, we all have one common goal, I think, and that's to do what we love to do, no matter whether we make it or not. You know, I think it's just about money doesn't mean happiness. Life means happiness, and friends mean happiness. And I think that's the most important part to remember why we're all on this crazy journey, I think. And it's great to be surrounded by a bunch of damn cool dudes, man. Cheers,
I'll drink
bro.
to that.
Amen.
Drink to that.
Amen.
Cheers, boys.
So whenever you got to Nashville,
Yeah.
what was one thing, maybe it was a ride with somebody, or maybe it was running into somebody, or maybe it was somebody coming up to you saying, like, they recognize you. What was that certain thing that you just kind of stuck with you? Like, when I first moved to town, I remember I ran into, like, another camera guy that, you know, I was like, oh, my God, I look at all of his work on social media. And then, like, next thing I know, we're hanging out at the bar. And I was like, this is crazy. This is Nashville.
Man, for me, it was my first write. My first serious write that I had in town was with Trent Willman and Marla Goodman over at RCA Studio B. And down on Music Row, we were hanging out, and we go up, and Trent's like, you know what? Let's go right in Jamie's room. I said, Jamie? He said, yeah, Jamie Johnson. You know Jamie. Okay. So we go and we pull up, and it's literally Jamie Johnson's personal studio. And this is my first write in town with Trent Woolman and Marla Goodman. If you ever want to check out their catalogs, go look at them. And we wrote a great song that day, and I went home and I was like, what is happening? You know, it's that imposter syndrome where you don't know if you deserve to be where you are.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you've done enough. You don't know if you've...
Or if you're as good as people think you are.
Exactly. And I still feel that same way today, which I'm like, I'm always trying to be better and be better and be better and be better and, work on everything. And it was one of those experiences that'll always stick with me for sure. Yeah. That was it.
That's awesome.
What is some advice you would give someone out there, either someone that wants to go on The Voice and pursue that, or just wants to pursue music in Nashville? Because I know The Voice was a nice outlet for you before getting here. Would you say look for something like that, or what would you say?
Well, no, I mean, I think, whatever comes to you naturally. I think that was something that came to me because of my past experience on American Idol, and, thinking that's a great way to get in front of people, a lot of people at once, the same way TikTok is now, which I think the plethora of social media, I think, is beneficial because we get more music. If you don't love music,
who are you?
I mean, the beautiful part about social media is it gets you in front of people across the world in 30 seconds. So I think that's great. But, if you're going to do that, also get in front of people. Go play small bar shows. Go get in front of crowds. Play. Not just for money, but just for that experience. The best part of this job is getting on that stage and playing for people. That's the best job. That is the reward. The hardest part is, for me, social media. I'm an old soul. I'm not a fan. Social media is the hardest part, along with the emails, the calls, the meetings, the rights where you're poking away at a stone that won't crack. I mean, some rights are so easy, some rights are not. But being on that stage is where you find yourself. I think, and any artist can say that. That's where you find yourself, and that's where you find your demographic. That's where you find your fans. So, first thing I'd say to anybody: get on the stage. Period. Yeah.
Nice. That's good.
What's something that nobody really knows about Bryce Leatherwood? It could be anything. What's just like a random fact that most people, fans, friends, they just don't know about him?
I mean, shit. Impressions. I got some pretty damn good impressions.
You can impress?
No, his voice.
Oh yeah,
I can do some impressions.
For how deep your voice is, I don't know anyone who can get it as high as you can get it when you.
Oh, I can get it pretty high.
So we need to hear some of these voice impressions.
Oh shit! All right, on the spot, Elmo impression. Hello, Dorothy. Hello, Mr. Computer. Elmo, want to sing a song now? Shit. Y'all maybe do the Elmo impression. Yeah, I can do the Elmo impression.
Oh my god,
that's good.
Shit.
Is there another one?
Is there another one? Oh,
that was great, dude. That was.
You don't stop your Elvis Presley impersonation.
Dude, no. Fucking Elvis. Oh shit. Another. What am I good at? Jimmy's mom is so hot. I love Jimmy's mom.
That from Jimmy Neutron? Carl?
Yeah,
Carl Weezer?
Carl, get back to class. Jimmy's mom.
So if you weren't doing music, would you be like a narrator?
Dude, I've honestly said, I was like, telling my team, I was like, yo, if we need side money, to go support like a tour where we're going to lose money, because that happens, let me go do like a cartoon or some shit. I'm 100% down.
That'd be awesome.
100% down. Think about how much fun that'd be.
You could be an auctioneer, dude.
No, that's hard, bro.
Auctioneer.
Dude, being an auctioneer, I think, is harder than singing. Getting
Probably.
that down.
A new
one
cartoon,
dollar down, $1 down.
and it just
all that
says
stuff.
a new cartoon, and it just says "Voice" by Bryce Leatherwood. That'd be incredible.
We'd watch it. We'd watch it for sure.
You just said touring, and speaking of touring, you've been traveling around and doing some shows this past year.
Yeah.
Who are some of the guys that you've toured with that you've supported?
Man, so the big one's Dwight. We were on the road with Dwight Yoakam, and he's just a legend.
That's
I
awesome.
think Dwight. No one does what Dwight does. I mean, except Roy Acuff, I think, was about it. But Dwight's sound, the Bakersfield sound, and what a legend to be around and hang out with. I got a chance to meet him and talk to him. He's a great guy, and
that's awesome.
Great crowds every night. So that was big for me.
What do those crowds look like number wise, and I guess age wise?
Yeah, it's an old demographic, but at the same time, what's funny is there was a good portion of the crowd that was younger, that loving this music.
That's awesome.
And I think that's because of social media and the revolution of old style music, which is coming back, which I really do appreciate. And we're looking at. I think our biggest crowd was over 8,000.
Wow.
Smallest was well over 2,000. But it was it was more theaters and large auditoriums. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun being with him, man.
Have you started to adapt to the road?
No. I don't work out. They say work out. I don't work out at all. I need to get back in the gym. I quit working out after high school. I was sick and tired of it, but need to get back in the gym.
We'll get you in there.
You need to. You need to get me on a program. But no, I eat like a child. Mm-hmm. I eat like a child. It's Wendy's and Jimmy John's and KFC and
damn, dude, I need that metabolism.
That's an American king.
I'm waiting for it to switch, so then I have motivation to change my ways. But
what is your go-to snack and drink if you're on the road, just running into Love's or a gas station real quick?
Running into, God forbid, Buc-ee's. I'm sorry, people love Buc-ee's. I can't stand Buc-ee's. I think it's a cult. I walk in and I have a panic attack every time. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. They're screaming. There's a mascot. What? Fresh biscuit on the bar. 8:30 in the morning. I'm sweating now. Sorry, what was your question? Oh, yeah. I'd say bag of Jack Link's beef jerky, teriyaki, and a blue Glacier Freeze Gatorade, and a bag of sunflower seeds.
What flavor?
And you can go for hours. Ranch.
Ranch. There you go.
Ranch. And Frito-Lay brand. There's the small ones. They come in the skinny packs.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
That's the best. I promise. Sorry, David's, whatever other brands there are. That's the best one. Period.
Do you have a like pre-show ritual? You like take a shot of whiskey, drink a beer,
Man, it all depends.
do some push-ups, something?
Nah, no push-ups. For me, it's I can't be drunk before I go on stage. That can't happen. I can't do that. But I mean, I'll have a few beers and a whiskey shot, and just hang out. We were actually playing GameCube. We were playing Mario Kart in where were we? Oh, Jesus. Indianapolis. We were playing in Indianapolis at the 8 Second Saloon. We were playing GameCube for like 3 hours before the show. We had a lot of time to kill, and that was a great way to prepare for a show. It's a competition, You gotta put it in. You gotta throw that shell out there. Same way you're throwing words out on stage. You gotta put in the work. So it really prepared me.
So, do you have a favorite show that you've played?
Yeah, I do. I have two. First one was, of course, my return to my hometown of Woodstock, Georgia. We played for 5,000 people there just for me. Just for me. That's a lot different than 5,000 people there for Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah.
But when there's 5,000 people for you, that's nerve-wracking. Because you have nothing to lose if you go open up. You have nothing to lose. The benefit is you're there. But for me, having 5,000 people there for me, I threw up before that show, and I don't throw up I don't get much stage fright, but I was nervous as hell. But we put on a great show.
No throw-ups before The Voice?
No throw-ups before The Voice.
Wow.
None of that. I was nervous for that, but nervous to go out and perform in front of my whole high school, plus their parents, plus their grandparents, plus whoever. And that was a special night, man. We had a great time. But the second one was playing for we played for like 30 minutes, but we were on right on after Lauren Elena and right before Riley Green and Blake Shelton, when we played the Barefoot Beach Fest out on the boardwalk in New Jersey for 30,000 people.
Wow.
That was live. That was. I didn't sleep for 2 days after that. That was
still
incredible.
Amped from that.
So
that was incredible.
Incredible crowd, and what an experience. But yeah, two of my favorite shows right there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are great.
You got a busy year coming up?
Yeah. So we're in the process of working on this album. So we're working on an album right now and just picking music, and we've gone and cut a lot. But right now we might be taking songs some places, and we're looking. I got to be confidential. They said, Bryce, shut your mouth sometimes when you talk, but just be careful. So I'm going to say we got music coming out very soon, and I'm very excited for this year. I think in the beginning of 2025 is going to be great too.
We are too. You're on a little good run.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, man. We're excited. We got CMA Fest coming up, so y'all be out there, and it's going to be a great time. Getting back in front of people. Yeah.
Where can the people find you on social media and such?
Oh man, you can find me at Bryce Leatherwood on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Bryce Leatherwood Music, and don't be an idiot when it comes to these spam accounts. There's 1,000.
Dude, I've never seen anyone with more trying to follow me. And it'll be like 6 different ones.
It'll be like BRICELET Letwood.
Bro, you got to see the fake account.
Request to follow.
Honestly, the fake accounts are going to shoot up.
Yeah. Hold on, bro. Let me show you the one today. The one today blew my mind. Where's it at? If I can find this. Leather Bryce Wood 122.
You Leather Bryce Wood.
Leather Bryce Wood 122.
Dude, that's funny.
But impersonations. But yes, you can find me at Bryce Leatherwood just about everywhere. And if it doesn't have the blue check mark, it's not me. And I'm not asking for $5,000. I'm okay. Thank you. Have a great day.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Bryce.
Hey, appreciate it, boys. Appreciate it, boys.
Yes,
Cheers.
Sir.
Thank y'all. That was awesome, man.